Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Elizabeth Larson, and I'm the CEO and founder of APRN Complete. Today, I wanted to talk to you about what APRN Complete is and how it all got started. So I'm an autonomous nurse practitioner, and I really have been working in healthcare in some form or fashion since I was a teenager. I started out working in my own primary care physician's office, doing anything administratively that was needed, and I learned a lot. I've never worked in any other field, actually. I never worked in retail or a restaurant. I've always worked in healthcare. And so over the years, as things changed, I learned so much. I went to nursing school, went to nurse practitioner school, went to a wonderful wound ostomy and continence program, and so built my education around more autonomous forms of nursing. And when autonomy became available in Florida, I was very excited about becoming autonomous. I wrote lots of letters to our elected officials and made phone calls, and I just was very excited to become autonomous. I feel very strongly that nurse practitioners should be working within their scope of practice to the full extent of their scope of practice. The idea for APRN Complete started because I had spent had many conversations with providers who really were not happy in their current situations, either working in a clinic or an office setting. And I remember just asking them, what's stopping you from working for yourself? What is it? You now have autonomy. You work so hard for it. What's holding you back? And repeatedly, one after another, they, aside from fear, and their fear was based on this. Most of us go to school, we learn how to become wonderful nurse practitioners, but we're never taught a thing about business. And so a lot of nurse practitioners who are wonderful at being a nurse practitioner don't know anything about starting a business. And that was what was holding them back. Things like, do I need an LLC? How do I even apply for an EIN number? My goodness, what am I going to do about all the administrative work that's going to come across my desk? I'll be working all night long. A lot of them just expressed that they wanted to go to work, leave the paperwork there and go home. But in that scenario, they also expressed conversely that they weren't happy in that setting because they weren't able to control how they cared for patients. Their passion or their vision for care belonged to somebody else, and someone else dictated those things for them. And so that was the idea that I had for APRN Complete. That's what started it. I had spent the last 10 years working as a managing partner and CEO of a large healthcare practice, and I'm grateful for every moment. But I too, in that role, really felt somewhat dissatisfied just in that role. And I really wanted to work with autonomous nurse practitioners and other healthcare providers to help them achieve their own vision. And to be able to work with them, guiding them and mentoring them so that they could practice healthcare the way that they had always dreamed of. So let me tell you exactly what we do at APRN Complete. The first thing I want to tell you is that nobody works for me. I want to make that very clear. We work for you, and we work with and for providers and healthcare colleagues in all arenas. So whether you're doing home visits or hospital visits or sniffist type visits, telemedicine, et cetera, whether you have your own brick or mortar, we work for you. And what we do is we provide all of the administrative and operational support that you need to run your business so that you can see patients, which is what you want to do and what you do best. So a typical day with working with APRN Complete would be something like this. You see patients and any and all of the administrative paperwork, A to Z. So new admissions, prior authorizations, medication issues, et cetera, would be sent to APRN Complete, and we would manage that. In terms of billing, we have billing partners that we work with that you can credential and bill with, or will work with your own providers. When someone starts working with APRN Complete, I sit down with them sometimes for a couple of hours, And what I'm looking at is, and asking them is, what exactly is your vision? What's your goal for the future? What do you want to see yourself doing in this new part of your career? And then once we establish that, we look at just the very basics. Okay, do you have an LLC? Do you need help setting that up? What about your EIN number? Have you decided on which EHR you're going to use? That's an important question, because if you're doing telemedicine, some EHRs are better at that than others. Some nurse practitioners may want to use an EHR for some of the billing features. And so we go over all of that. And then we look at your marketing. How are you going to brand yourself? How are you going to market yourself? What does that look like? And we have partners with APRN Complete who work with our providers from logo creation all the way to website design and maintenance. So we provide it all. I think one way to look at us is we're sort of an operational healthcare machine in that regard. You don't have to hire staff because we have it all, and it's all in one place. I think one of the things that I love most that I do, and I think that providers find amazing, is that when they start working for themselves, there is an increase in income. They're no longer either having to pay collaborative physician fees or a salary, which takes into account, certain fees. The money that they make is what they take home, and it surprises them. And so what I do is, when financial reports come at the end of the month, it's wonderful to sit down with providers and go over their successes. And then also I work with them in analyzing maybe what they can do better. Or we look at, what's working really well, because we're not going to fix that. We look at everything. And I provide for these providers collaboratively, together. We look at and provide kind of an idea of, the revenue profile that they have and how they're growing. We look at scalability. We look at what they want to do. Some providers are very, very happy with, the patients that they're seeing a week, and they're okay not growing, and others just want to take off and grow like wildfire. Either way, we're going to work together with you, and we're going to support you through the entire process. One of the things I love too is, over the years, I've mentored so many providers just getting out of school, or some providers who have been doing it a while, but they were not super strong at the business part of healthcare. So being able to mentor them with the things that I've learned over the years, not because I'm better than them or feel that I'm in any way superior, but we just have a different set of skills. And I like to share that and mentor that with providers. So APRN Complete does it all, A to Z, healthcare administration and operations. One thing I really want to point out is that I myself am an autonomous nurse practitioner, as I said. So I understand the heart of healthcare providers, and it really is my passion to help independent providers become not only become successful, but to run the type of business that they have always dreamed of, but always felt held back from. I like to say that, the freedom to run the practice and support your vision is yours. And I love the idea that APRN Complete gets to work with you to make that vision happen. At APRN Complete, consultations and encouragement are always free. And it's my pleasure to talk with you. So don't hesitate to reach out. We're here for you, and we look forward to speaking with you. Thank you so much.